Oh yeah, this is going to be a DVD and Blu-ray update. The end of March. I've got a fair few DVDs and I think I have 5 or 6 Blu-rays. I'm going to dive straight into it. First film, I got this from Germany. Burt Reynolds film. It's called Stick. Action film. Probably remembered for Dal Robinson's like amazing stunt in it. That's if you've seen the film, I think he plays like an albino kind of killer in it. The stunt's amazing. He's the same guy who did like the amazing stunt in Sharky's Machine. He died in like I think the mid '80s. He died in like I think he went off a cliff, like in like a car stunt. He couldn't get out of the car in time. But, I mean, this is one of his finest stunts in that. This is it's a good action film. And Burt Reynolds did some good action films in the '80s. Next is Chow Yun-Fat and City on Fire, a film that kind of influenced Quentin Tarantino for Reservoir Dogs. Pick that scene when they take out the guys in the car. It's almost identical to what Harvey Keitel does when he kills the cops. Yeah, it's a good action movie. I picked up Too Late the Hero, Michael Caine, Cliff Robertson. I believe it's it's set in like the Pacific Theatre, going up against Japanese and like a suicide mission. I hear this is pretty good. I like going after like some of these kind of like more kind of obscure kind of films. It might not be that obscure, but I hadn't really heard of it until kind of like recently. I've got another Michael Caine film as well. This is set in North Africa. I hear this is good. This is Play Dirty. Forget the medal still, where they're all book. Action crammed, exciting film. I think they've got to try to blow up a German fuel depot. Kind of another. It's kind of a bit like that. The film we just saw before as well. Yeah, I hear this is a good one as well. I like my kind of. I like my kind of more kind of obscure films. I picked this one on Blu-ray. It's set during the Korean War. I like my war films a lot. This is The Front Line. Sure, Band of Brothers style drama. I hate bullshit like that. I hate bullshit comments. I think sometimes the problem is like with war films, I've seen a hell of a lot of them. Too many times people say, "Oh, this year's Saving Private Ryan," or or Band of Brothers, and look, Band of Brothers is great. Saving Private Ryan, it's a good film, but it's not the best war film. I hate when people keep going on about it. Like just see a film for see a film for what it is, because I tell you what, like there's a hell of a lot. There's more stuff out there. I hate like the constant comparisons and stuff. It pisses me off. I hate little throwaway comments about that. I picked up a few westerns as well. Culpeper Cattle Company. I hear this is really good western. Really kind of no, I've not mistaken. That guy there, second from left, that's one of the killers from Rolling Thunder. I can't think of the guy's name. Yeah, there's Bo Hopkins there as well. I hear this is a really good western. I'm trying to pick up like some of kind of like the 70s kind of westerns, because I picked up as well. Valdez is coming with Burt Lancaster. I think he plays a sheriff who, I love the back cover. That looks brilliant. Some widow. Your husband gets killed by this guy. Not only will he not really kind of pay any money to her, but he basically laughs in Valdez's face, and Valdez basically goes after them. I hear this is real good as well. I also picked up, I think this is Steve McQueen's second but last film, but this is a film kind of he's more remembered for as being his last film. I can't remember his last film. I don't think it's as good as this. It's Tom Horn. The day they came to get, The day they came to get Tom Horn, they couldn't hire enough men. That's a good little tagline as well. Here's some good violence in this as well. Yeah, as I said, I like my westerns a lot. I picked up on Blu-ray as well. Korean film from Director of the Chase, Yellow Sea. First of all, kind of Blu-ray with that, sort of a green kind of case as well. I hear this is really good. Violent as well. I think the roles are kind of reversed as well. Like, I think he was the killer in The Chaser, and the kind of the guy that was going after him, I think he plays kind of the gangster in it. Yeah, I hear real good things. I hear real good things about that. I also picked up as well. This is a 4-pack of film 4 movie marathon. I picked Midnight Run. I watched this the other day. Midnight Run is an absolutely fucking awesome film. Great cast, great chemistry between De Niro and Charles Grodin. Really good film. Now I don't know about the others, the other kind of 3 films. I like Christopher McDonald. You know, I've seen him recently in Boardwalk Empire. He's good, but I can't see myself. Well, maybe I might see what the kind of the sequel's like, and it'll be really bad, and probably won't watch them. Right, right. This is a Czech film. Now, I'm sorry if I pronounced this wrong. I think it's is it Lidici? I'm not really sure how to pronounce them, so I apologise if there's any kind of people from the Czech Republic kind of watching. It's basically about it stars Carl Roden. He's from Hellboy and Blade 2. Oh, he's in Running Scared as well, I think. Yeah. Basically about it begins with the assassination attempt of Reinhard Heydrich, you know, with the grenade attack, and he eventually would die of pneumonia. I think about a week later, and then the reprisal started on the Czech population, and this village, basically most of the men were shot, and the men, women, and children were taken to extermination camps. I hear that, you know, this is a good film. I like, you know, I like watching, you know, films like this. You know, a lot of films in world cinema. You know, they probably show kind of stories that you know, people don't really know about. I mean, I know a lot about the reprisals as well. And fair play to those Czech patriots. You know, they went out fighting. You know, I'll tell you that, it didn't go out easy. I picked up Lucio Fulci's Contraband. Watched this the other day. I'm trying to get more of some like the Italian crimes. The violence in this is just, oh, it's beautiful. Oh my God, there is one death that I just had to immediately rewind. That death is amazing there, but oh man, the shotgun blast, the stomach, and the gun blast to throat is just unbelievable. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's like a gangster film with you know, real kind of horror kind of violence, alarmingly violent. Yeah, definitely. I mean, oh God, the violence is great. It's a real good one. Good soundtrack as well. I picked up Franco Nero in Street Law, which I just thought, oh man, I love this. The soundtrack is it's gorgeous, man. The soundtrack's brilliant in this. Franco Nero plays like a guy who gets really kind of brutalised in a bank robbery, which is really funny. And then he basically kind of attempts to go after the guys that did it. He's not really successful for the most part. Takes a bit of a beating here and there, but it's real good, man. This is a really good one. Violence is great. Franco Nero's acting is just totally over the top, and that it's a great ending as well. Yeah, just watch. If you haven't seen it, man, you know, just watch it. It's a fucking awesome film. I picked up Blu-ray of Chinatown, which is an absolute classic film. It's awesome. Really great film. Really kind of like it really is, you know, very kind of somber sort of film. Nicholson's amazing in it. Faye Dunaway's great. Even though he's not in it much, Houston is unbelievable. It's an awesome film. You know, it's just excellent film noir. It's really good. Right, right. This is the second but last. Probably one of my favourite films I've seen recently. Michael Shannon is unbelievable actor. Such a good actor. Take Shelter. Well, it's basically about a guy who begins to see very strange visions. I think he begins to think like the end of the world is nigh, and begins to kind of clear out the old kind of the sort of the storm shelter in his backyard, and it's begins to have like horrendous dreams. The dream sequences, I tell you what, are pretty creepy in this, because his child he's got a young kid and she's deaf, and they're trying to save up for a kind of I think an operation on her hearing, and he begins to spend all that cash on this storm shelter. It's such an awesome film. I can't. The ending is just amazing. Now, I've heard some people didn't like the ending. I'm really surprised about that, but each to his own, I guess. But it's awesome. Shannon is such a good actor. He really is, man. He's awesome in Broadwalk. He's good in a lot of other things as well. He's amazing in My Son, What Have You Done by Werner Herzog. It's such a good film. Please watch that film. I loved it. It's really, really good. Now, last but not least, absolutely beautiful release of BFI, The Devils. Awesome film. They really have done an absolutely, you know, they've done a great job with it. Great job with the transfer. Of course, you know, it's not, well, I mean, it's the most fully uncut you can get now. But I mean, you know, there's still little bits and pieces here and there. But you know, it really is a release that you think, my God, they've really taken the time on this. You know, they've really released it. It comes with a really nice little booklet as well. I mean, if you haven't seen The Devils, you know, please see it, because it's one of the best British horror / kind of psychological kind of dramas, you know, there is. It's awesome. There's loads of little small little essays inside. You got Mark Commode, who, I mean, you know, he does kind of get on my nerves from time to time with some of his reviews, but to be fair, and there's a Christ thing, I've read his Christ, but you know, he's always really, I'll give him credit, you know, he's always, you know, he does know his horror, and he's always really kind of championed for this film, you know, like, you know, he's a big admirer of this film and Ken Russell's work. Comes, you know, really, you know, really, it's weird, you know, because I read most of this like booklet and that stuff. You know, sometimes some of these booklets are kind of daft, filled with just bits of filler, but you know, really, you know, it's a really great release. You know, if you haven't seen it, you know, please see it. The ending is just one of the most kind of nightmarish endings in a film. It's really, you know, it'll stick with you for a while, you know. And you know, it's got a little bit, you know, all the information about how various kind of stages of kind of, you know, how much, you know, Ken Russell had to fight to, you know, because it was in the process of so much of it getting edited out, you know. All the different sequences, you know, like with the you know, like the rape of kind of Christ sequence, and I mean, you know, various other stuff. I think they had a lot of problems with some of them, you know, like them, what they deemed as, you know, blasphemous kind of content, blasphemous content, sorry. But yeah, it's an awesome release, you know. You should get that film, man, because it's one of the, in my opinion, it's one of like the best kind of British films ever made. I'd probably put it in my top 20. It's awesome. It really is awesome. Definitely one of the best kind of British horrors out there. But you know, it's more to it than that. You know, it's awesome. You know, a lot of kind of social commentary in that. It's a really good film. Please get that. Yeah, and that's the end of the update. You know, thanks for watching, subbing. It's always appreciated. And I'll be back, you know, with I don't know, about 4 or 5 weeks with another one. So cheers for watching and subbing. Cheers.